And, well, today we are going to be covering the top 10 Cinefantastiques. Well, the top 10 Cinefantastique covers. And it's going to be a nice stream tonight. I mean, not much more to it. School is out for me, so that means that you will be getting all of many more live streams, actually. Well, more than we have been doing. So, to start things off, if you don't know what Cinefantastique is, it's a great magazine. And here's the Cinefantastique Index from 1970 to 1984. Now, that was kind of where the peak of Cinefantastique was. It kind of kept getting more popular. 1984 is really where the best issues were at. That kind of 1975 to 1985. Those were the good years of Cinefantastique. And then, well, that was because Cinefantastique's a movie magazine. So that's when all of the best movies were being made, and you know how it went. It was really great. So I have my Cinefant, and this is heavy. It really is heavy. So there's the binder, and this is extremely rare. So I have the 10 best Cinefantastique covers in this binder. So without further ado, let's open this up and see what the 10th best one is. Evil Dead number 3. Well, the movie, it really was alright. I haven't seen it, but I've heard it wasn't the best movie. It was a good movie, but not really the best. But the Cinefantastique cover is one of the best Cinefantastique covers out there, really, truly. So, this is Volume 23, Issue number 1. So, the way Cinefantastique works was there was a volume, and in that volume, there were numbers. So, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They typically went up to 5 or 6. Now, towards the end, the volumes got up to, like, 10. And it is really ridiculous how high those volumes went. And Cinefantastique didn't really do it by issue. So, what is number 9? Batman the Cartoon Series. Now, this is really a great Cinefantastique cover. I mean, it's Batman and Joker. And this is a double issue. So, this is Volume 24, number 6, and Volume 25, number 1. And this is a great cover. I mean, it's the 9th most iconic cover. And you're saying, wow, this is a really great cover. The covers will only get more iconic as we go. So that is number 9. And we even got some live action Batman. And that is incorporated in this double issue. Now, The Day the Earth Stood Still. I've heard great reviews about this film. However, I have not seen this film myself. So, if it lives up to be what I've heard about it, then it's going to be a great film. But essentially, the plot of it is these aliens come to Earth, and you have to remember this film came out pretty much at the height of the Cold War, and it was this idea of aliens that stopped all of our technology. Kind of on a similar plot to The Twilight Zone, but it's a movie and I've heard great reviews about it. So, moving on to so that was number 7. This is number 6, RoboCop. Now, I have not personally seen RoboCop. Probably saying, how, Your Old Toys, how have you not seen RoboCop? Well, I plan to see it after Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I've heard it's a really great movie. And Phil Tippett worked on the stop-motion animation. And Phil Tippett, if you know anything about him, he worked on Star Wars. He did stop-motion for the Rancor battle scene. That was his kind of big role in Return of the Jedi. And he even, I think he did the AT-ST walkers in Return of the Jedi. And Phil Tippett, he's an amazing stop-motion artist. And he worked on RoboCop. Now, this cover, it's just so iconic. I mean, you can't really get much more iconic than this, but the next one, this is number 5. Number 5. This is number 6. Number 6. Highlander. Now, Highlander is kind of a live-action rendition of He-Man, except it's not really He-Man, but, you know, the cover looks sort of like it. And Masters of the Universe is kind of the same thing, sword and sorcery and stuff like that. Now, Highlander is a movie about sword and sorcery. I haven't seen it, but I plan to watch it after RoboCop and Close Encounters of the Third Kind and all that other great stuff. Moving on. Number 5. We're entering the top 5. Producing the Prime Veils. This cover, when you look up Cinefantastique, this is in the top 5 images that comes up. I mean, this is one of the most iconic Cinefantastique covers. It's just so iconic, and you can't get more iconic than this. This is Volume 8, Number 1. So this is kind of right at the beginning of the Cinefantastiques. And it's a beautiful cover. Absolutely beautiful. I mean, I haven't seen the movie, but based on if this was the movie poster, I might go in and watch that movie. But if the movie is as good as this Cinefantastique cover, well, I might have to watch that movie. Now, a movie I have seen for number 4, The Black Hole. Now, I watched The Black Hole a couple of days ago, and that is going to be our next Cinefantastique review. If you've been following along with that series, The Black Hole, I mean, the special effects, the sci-fi, they're still impressive. Not as impressive as they were in 1979, but they're really impressive still today. And it's a great movie. It's a really good Disney movie based on what Disney did to Star Wars and how they've been doing these days. But this is a really high-quality Disney movie. If you're going to watch a Disney movie, this is the one to watch. Now, Dragon Slayer, I've heard really great reviews about that, and I've seen a couple snippets of it, and Dragon Slayer might just be a better Disney movie than this is. Now, this came from the golden age of Disney, where some fan favorites came out, such as Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast, but Black Hole was Disney's attempt at Star Wars or Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and they wanted in on that action too, and They delivered an iconic film with great special effects, and I mean, the movie is just as great as the Cinefantastique cover. And hey, the cover is even double-sided. So we get a backside to the already great front cover. The backside not as great as the front, but it is still a very good back cover. Now, I haven't seen it, but you know it, you love it. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Now, this will be the next movie I watch. This is going to be the following Cinefantastique review after I post The Black Hole, of course. Now, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, one of the greatest Steven Spielberg movies. I mean, The Goonies was pretty great, but I mean, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I mean, this cover, it says it all. And again, we get a back cover. I mean, take a look at that. We got some alien starships coming in. And again, the back isn't as great as the front, but it is still a great cover. And this just makes me want to watch this movie right after this stream is done. So, the number 2 slot in the most iconic Cinefantastique covers Alien. Now, I didn't just pick this one because I liked the movie. I mean, Alien, it's a great motion picture. Still, the special effects are great. And, I mean, the cover is arguably greater than the movie was. Now, just look, I mean, how can you not like this cover? I mean, it really is almost, I mean, the alien here just looks like it is about to jump out of this magazine cover and, you know, come into real life. Now, this is a great, high quality, and this came from the golden age of Cinefantastique from 1975 to 1985, and, you know, we have a couple exceptions from the 90s, but the bulk of this came from that era in this live stream from 1975 to 1985. That was really the peak of great motion pictures and of great, well, Cinefantastiques. And it was just those golden days where motion picture and pop culture in America were just great. That's where most of the movies that are still watched to this day and still loved to this day came from, and it was truly a great era and produced some of the best films. Now, our final Cinefantastique. Now, if you know me and you've watched this channel, you're going to know what this is. Of course. Now, I might be a little bit biased here because I am a huge Star Wars fan, but the cover is just so iconic. Star Wars. Now, like I said, I might be a little bit biased here, but it was very tough to make this list. There were some that I just really hated to put back, but I'm not doing this list on how great the movie is. I'm doing this sheerly on the cover of the magazine. So, Star Wars, this is an iconic cover. And we got the X-Wing, we got Darth Vader's TIE Fighter. Now, the amount of time and effort that went into making this magazine cover. I mean, this is hand painted. You can even see the artist's signature there. Now, the cover was obviously printed, but the original art piece was hand painted with that iconic Cinefantastique logo. But just the amount of time and effort that went into this. And of course, it is double-sided. So we got the Death Stars, a TIE Fighter. If you even look in that Death Star trench, we got TIE Fighter chasing some X-Wings. And this is just so iconic. You cannot get more iconic on a Cinefantastique cover than this. This is by far the most iconic Cinefantastique cover. Now, it is Star Wars, so everybody knows what it is. Does that take away from this? No, it doesn't. Just because if everybody knows what it is, it must be really popular. And like I said, Alien could have taken the top slot. Now, the only reason why Alien didn't is because Alien is not double-sided. And the double-sided factor just adds to it, where if you wanted to open it up and flatten it out and frame it, and it would just it displays better. I mean, don't get me wrong, Alien is a truly iconic cover, but when doing the most iconic, it is Star Wars, and that is what it comes down to. So guys, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. And this binder, you might have noticed the binder cover, and I was going to point this out in the end, is the same as the day the Earth stood still. I mean, just look at that. Now, of course, Cinefantastique, the review of horror, fantasy, and science fiction films, is the best magazine when it comes to what they were doing at Cinefantastique, and it really truly is great. I mean, this binder is great as well. It's a nice piece to have in my collection, and I'm very happy to own it. Now, on the spine of the binder, Cinefantastique, it's really great, and I'm happy to have acquired these Cinefantastiques. I'm really enjoying them, and, well, Cinefantastique, again, they covered some iconic films, from The Black Hole to Close Encounters, from Alien to Star Wars, you name it. If it was horror, fantasy, or science fiction, they probably covered it. Even if it wasn't good enough to get a cover, they probably did cover it in one of those magazines. Now, guys, if you haven't already checked out my Cinefantastique review series, we already have 3 videos in that series, 3 magazines, and again, the next magazine that will be added to that series will be The Black Hole. Then shortly after that, we will be adding Close Encounters of the Third Kind. You've been waiting for that magazine since we kicked that series off, and it will be here in the next couple of weeks. And, well, that's really it. That's it for tonight's live stream. So, guys, what did you think? Would you make any changes to this list? Was this list good enough for you guys? Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next live stream or video.